Welcome to the fourth talk in our Human Discussions collections, where we chat with inspiring people all about humans, human brands, humans as consumers, and much more. You kind of get a common theme, right, over here. So my name is Kate Nightingale, and I'm a consumer psychologist and founder of Human Experience Consultancy, working with retail, hospitality, and tech brands across brand strategy, customer experience, and innovation. And our mission is to create a better world by making brands more human. So today I'm super excited to be joined by one of our most amazing clients, one of the people that truly believed in what we offer from a very early years. Robert Bridgman, founder of Snug, the software in a box company. Welcome, Robert. How are you?
Good morning. Very well, thanks. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very good. So Robert agreed to share a lot of his secrets, and he certainly has a lot, and he is a super inspiring business person. He always kind of inspires a lot more other ideas in my business, as much as I theoretically should be the one kind of advising him on different things. So I'm sure you will learn absolutely amazing things from him today. So first of all, Robert, tell us, why did you actually start Snug? What was the story?
Yes, I'll just preface that with, yeah, Kate, we're not very good for each other because I always leave our discussions with just a long list of to-dos, which obviously I never get around to doing. But one of them,
thank you very much.
One of them, which I did get around to doing, though, was starting with Snug. So, how did Snug start? Well, I've had a passion in business for the last 10 years. I've been in the furniture industry. And I thought, well, you know, as I'm in the furniture industry, when I'm moving home, how hard can it be to buy a new sofa? And I guess I was a bit naive because I went to the biggest furniture show in the country and I thought I'll be able to get a decent quality sofa in a week or so. And I spoke to a couple of dozen suppliers, the biggest suppliers in the UK. And they're all saying like 6 to 8 to 10 to 12 weeks for delivery of a sofa. And I worked in a garden furniture company. And basically our model is to keep things in stock. And a customer could choose delivery any day from sort of 3 to 5 days out. And it would be in their garden within a week. So I just assumed that that's the way that the sofas worked as well. And did a load more research, and I realised that you have to wait 6 to 8 weeks for a decent quality sofa to be delivered. And I went to work and I was chatting to our marketing manager and product designer who were moving home at the same time. Mm-hmm. And they were saying exactly the same things, like we've moved into our home, we haven't got a sofa, we're sitting on the floor, or we're not using our living room. So after about 2 weeks of not using my living room, like all excited that I've got this new flat, can't use the living room. So I made a chair type thing out of a cardboard box. Basically, I was sitting on a cardboard box because I didn't want to sit on the carpets, which weren't that clean. And I just thought this is ridiculous. Like, I work in a furniture company, I want to buy a sofa and I just don't have any options. So I ended up buying a couple of bean bags from Amazon. It cost about £150. So I've never used them since. And I just accepted that I had to wait. So I waited, and I waited 9 weeks in total. It was supposed to be 6. And when they arrived, I roped a couple of friends in on a Saturday to help me. And they wouldn't fit. So managed to get them up a few windy staircases, that's all fine, got them to the front door, and it's a Victorian block, and they obviously weren't thinking about, big sofas and things 100 years ago, and I just couldn't get the sofas through. So there I was, stuck with sofas I paid for, waited 9 weeks for, and really excited about putting in my living room so I could actually use it. And then I was there just stuck in the hallway. So it was a bit like a scene from Friends, the pivot scene with up the stairs. And yeah, it was quite embarrassing, really. you know, because I work in the furniture industry. You would have thought that I could sort of work out that this wouldn't fit, but it's literally millimeters, which is the most frustrating thing. And the real kicker is because I chose the color, I couldn't send it back. So I was there, thousands of pounds out of pocket, having waited 9 weeks and still without any sofas anywhere to sit. So yeah, Snug was born out of frustration, and it was in that stairwell on a Saturday morning, I had that light bulb moment. It was, you know, why is buying a sofa so difficult? It's supposed to be an exciting purchase. It's one of the biggest purchases you make. And I just think it's broken.
Wow, that's an amazing, super frustrating story. I completely get why you did that. And obviously you did come up with an absolutely amazing sofa, first of all. So you created a whole new product from scratch, a product that you keep in stock. That's wow, another thing. A product that comes in a few little boxes that easily fit through the door. And then you have a lot of fun in 3 minutes to click, 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 and it's done. So, okay, so you created this amazing product, solved the frustration, great stuff. Then you sort of created the brand. Okay, that's already a little bit another kind of hard thing. But on top of it, you actually had to introduce a new category to a UK market, something that customers didn't realize. They kind of were in this, you know, precisely that kind of experience that you had. It's like they had to accept a bad treatment and experience that you precisely, you know, have experienced personally. So how did you do it to create all of those three things in one swift go? Tell us.
Yes, there's going to be quite a few threads here. So
really? Seriously?
Tell me if you need me to sort of go through them or slow down. But no, so we started with, you know, first principles, right? What are we trying to create here is a comfortable sofa. So at the time, we didn't know that we were going to try and create a new category. It was just, what is everything that's wrong with buying a sofa at the moment? So it is, you have to wait a long time, don't know if it's going to fit, what if you don't like it, how about moving home? Like, do you really need 3 people on a Saturday morning to move a sofa? And we had about a checklist of 8 things, everything we thought was wrong with the sofa buying experience. And we wrote down these 8 things and basically set to work at just ticking off as many as we could. And so we started with what we thought was an attractive, comfortable 3-seater sofa. So we looked at what was in the market and sat on over 100 sofas to work out the proportions, the depths, the comfort, the fillings, the fabrics, etc. And comfort's really subjective, right? So when you're designing furniture, you're trying to design it for a specific reason or a specific person. So for a sofa, I thought, well, what do I do on a Sunday when it's raining outside and I don't want to leave the home? Well, I'm going to be binging Netflix. I'm just going to be sitting on my sofa for 4 or 5 hours, watching Netflix or reading a book or, you know, having dinner or whatever it might be. So what we set out to do is to design a sofa that you'd be happy to sit on for 4, 5, 6 hours comfortably. And not, you know, not need to sort of worry about the comfort aspect of things. So that was number one. Then it was just really, it's going through the list of like, what else do we need to do to ensure that we can deliver it quickly and it will fit? And I'll sort of fast forward a bit, but essentially what we ended up doing is reverse engineering a 3-seater sofa. So it all come apart. But then we thought, well, you know, there are already KD or knockdown sofas or like self-assembly sofas and furniture. It's a very famous Swedish brand that's known for self-assembly furniture. Then we thought, well, what's frustrating about that? And I've spent many hours in building furniture from other brands. And the really frustrating part about that is the amount of time it takes. The quality, the design's great, the quality not amazing, and the comfort also not amazing. but it serves a purpose. And finally, once you put one of these other products together, taking it apart, yes, you can take it apart, but it will never go back together as it was before. And I know this because I moved into our flat and there was these huge built-in wardrobes from one of these big self-assembly furniture companies. And we thought, that's great, we're going to keep that because, you know, it's a big piece of furniture and we don't want to have to replace it. But we wanted to repaint the room and we thought, well, we want to do this properly, so let's take it out and then just rebuild it. And taking it apart, managed to break it in about 4 different places. And it uses screws and dowels and things that aren't reusable. So it hasn't been designed to be put together, taken apart, taken to your next home, or just put into another room. So that was another requirement for us. And that's how we really started with the product. We approached about 15 different manufacturers through contacts and recommendations and a bit of research, and honestly no one wanted to know us, no one was interested. We said, right, we would like you to make X amount of these, how much will it cost and how long is it going to take? And of those 15, not one responded to us, or not positively at least. We got a few responses, we're too busy, it's not our focus area, it's too small for us, it's too big for us, etc. But none of them were positive. So that was our first major setback, is we've got this idea, this concept, but no one really to bring it to life. And it was a fortuitous encounter at a trade show in Germany. We bumped into a contact that the business, the garden furniture business, had, that we hadn't sort of spoken to this guy for 30 years. And it just so happened that he had a factory that produces high quality sofas for high street brands in the UK. And yeah, they made our prototype, and with a few tweaks, we were able to bring it to market pretty quickly. So from initial concept through to launch, it took about 9 months. And that was concerted effort from a team of people, and yeah, quite a few setbacks. So that was kind of the product side of things. The company, we actually launched a Snug Shack. And the reasoning behind that is really the reasoning behind everything what we do, and our philosophy is be lean, be agile, prove yourself, test small, scale fast. And we wanted to be Snug at the start, but that was already trademarked by another company, and we thought, well, we don't even know if this is a product that's going to sell. So let's just start with, you know, an easier route to market and just spin up a brand under the Snug Shack name, register the domain name, register the email, the socials, etc. And we built a website. Our intern actually built our website with my help using Squarespace. So it was, you know, we'd been quoted £10,000 by a developer to build it on another platform, but Squarespace cost us £40 a month and time, that's it. And we created a little photo studio, and we did the photography ourselves, and everything at the start was very, I don't know, amateurish, I guess you could say now, but that's added to the story, it's added to the charm. Like, the alternative is you can come in and throw a load of cash at things and, you know, just waste a load of time and energy and money, and it can be on the wrong things. The route we went down is, yeah, start small, scale fast. So at the start, I was doing absolutely everything. I was involved in the products and the sourcing and the manufacturing, the design and the branding, the marketing, the sales, the customer service. But actually doing all of that made me understand our customers a lot better. Like, what problem are we solving? It sounds quite obvious now, but back then, like, is someone going to buy a £900 sofa online from a brand they've never heard of? What is it about our offering that gets someone to buy? What almost stopped them buying? It was all of these.
What was like the most surprising thing that you learned from that period from your customers?
The most surprising thing that we learned is that we didn't actually really have any competition, because the sort of self-assembly part of the market was really owned by, you know, IKEA. Everyone knows who we're talking about. IKEA, you know, have self-assembly sofas, but they aren't great quality, and also you can't keep putting them together and taking them apart. So once it's built, that's it. So they were our only real competition when we launched. And what we kept getting was like, why has no one done this before? What, like how are you the first to do this? Or something great that we heard, actually, we did a PR pitch at Time Inc. I think they're TI Media now, they keep changing name, but we went and pitched about 40 or 50 journalists. And one of them came in with a group of about 7 others. And I was asking all these questions, and I was giving answers, and she said, "So what's the catch?" And I was like, "I don't know, I don't think there is one." And that stuck with me, actually, is because it sounds sort of too good to be true for people that you know, have got poor access or want something quickly, or aren't 100% sure what they're buying is what they want, or they're just a bit bored of or sick of like having to wait 8 weeks, or going to a brick and mortar showroom and doing things in the old way. I think it was a surprise to our customers that there is an easier way, because they're so used to accepting that you have to wait 8 weeks for delivery. Yeah. And then for me, I was so shocked that I had to wait 8 weeks that I could see that it was a problem that was worth solving. And it was solving a problem for myself, which that's some really good advice, is solve a problem, and ideally it's a problem that you're currently having as well.
That's amazing. And fast forward to today, you have grown exponentially. So you are just over about a year and a half from launch, and you grew over the last few months, especially considerably. So you doubled your team from what you told me. Oh my goodness, this sounds really difficult. Tell us about this experience. How was it? How was it kind of to run a team that was few people around the desk trying to kind of figure out how can we solve our life problem, up to almost 50 people right now? Is it correct?
We are, as of today, I think we are 50 people. We've had three new people start today. So yeah, where do I start? Wow. So at the end of December, we were 25 people. Everyone doing a bit of everything, and not a great deal of structure. We have been very fortunate over the last 4 or 5 months, with people spending more time at home. We've been one of the lucky ones with the home market has been quite buoyant and quite strong, the whole industry really. But even then, it's been split into two. So the brick and mortar retailers, the manufacturers and the wholesalers are actually really struggling. So half of the market is actually in quite a bit of trouble. And then the other half of the market, the more digitally enabled ones, are flourishing and doing quite well. So yeah, we count ourselves very lucky that we've been on the, it was a coin toss, and we've been on the fortunate side of that. But yeah, it's been exciting, but very, very challenging. When lockdown happened, we had 18 people in our office, and overnight we went to 5 people. And yeah, so 13 people working from home. And we've got 5 showrooms. They all closed, so they weren't in the business either. So we went from it was around about 30 people to 10, literally overnight. And nothing can quite prepare you for that. I mean, we use Slack and Asana and other collaboration tools, but going from seeing people every day, and when something needs to get done, like having a quick chat and getting it done, to having to schedule in meetings or call people up and hope they answer the phone, or connection issues with Zoom or whatever it might be, that has been a real eye-opener. But it's been an experience, and quite a positive one as well. So we've put in new things that we wouldn't necessarily have done had this not have occurred. So for example, our marketing team, there's now 12 of us. We have a stand-up every morning. So we have a really quick meeting in the morning, just so we can align everyone on what they're working on and see if there's any blockers. Now that's something we tried to do leading up to lockdown at the start of this year, but invariably everyone, when they come in, they get pulled from one place to another, and it's impossible to get everyone in one room. So we were doing it about once a week, but now we're doing it every day. So there are opportunities in this, in sort of resetting schedules and setting new standards. So that's worked very well. I think the most interesting thing is bringing people on that we've never met in person. So we've interviewed and onboarded, I think it's 3 people that we've never met before. Now we've met 2 of them, but one of the guys we've never met in person. But we see each other in like a little square every morning. But other than that, we've never had any sort of in-person interaction, which is mind-blowing.
Wow, that sounds like an incredibly challenging time to obviously grow a team so much, and yet still make sure that they're cohesive and that they really sort of understand also and live the values of the brand. Because I remember you mentioned to me quite often how important it is to obviously in everything that you do live and breathe the values. And I remember when when I was working with you on earlier, even on the Snack Shack, how you are constantly repeating how important it is, and that every single element of the business and the brand and its expression needs to kind of showcase it. So tell us how it was really to try to stick as much as possible to your values throughout crisis like pandemic and obviously Black Lives Matter, and which usually, as you very nicely pointed out in our earlier conversations, brands typically drop those kind of softer parts of the brand whenever that gets challenging.
Yeah. So from the start, we've always seen Snug as a vehicle for change, and our mission is to make people comfortable whoever they are and wherever they are. And that transcends across everything. So it's not just you sitting comfortably on one of our products, which hopefully people will do, but it's making people feel comfortable, in and of themselves, so they can take that comfort and use it as like a base camp on which to grow, whether that's to learn a new language, or to bring up a family, or to read a book. It doesn't really matter, but Snug, we want to be that feeling of just comfort. And when we went into this period, the only certainty was change. That's all we knew. So we were preparing for the worst, but hoping for the best. But we thought, well, what can Snug do in a pandemic that makes people feel more comfortable? And we, every day, the marketing team would discuss what our narrative was for that day. And it's gone from a monthly narrative to a daily narrative, because it was trying to navigate a path that no one had been down before. So, you know, can we still be a bit whimsical and a bit kind of humorous in our communications, or like is that too much? Like, can we just not sort of, do we have to avoid certain topics? So what we decided is that Snug was going to be like a beacon of light in this sort of quite dark period, and that as long as we were staying true to our values of making people feel more comfortable, then we could test and do different things. So yeah, I mean, we post every day on social media. We send out lots of emails. We speak to our customers every single day, and we ask them, like, what do you want to hear from us? Do you want us to kind of ignore what's going on in the outside world? Do you want us to kind of, you know, keep you entertained? Do you want us to be informative? And we got a lot of feedback from our community on Instagram, which we call the Snug fam. And we have dozens and dozens of conversations every day with people on Instagram. And we found that people use Instagram, or at least our customers use Instagram, to kind of escape from it all a bit. And as a brand that doesn't take itself too seriously, there's all of the sort of traditional brands which are very kind of straight-laced and serious and very official sounding. We've always taken the opposite approach to that. So we don't take ourselves too seriously. Like, we like to have fun. We like to, you know, say things that maybe others don't have the remit, they're not allowed to say. So we did that. We put out like quite a lot of content, quite a lot of like humorous content, memes, a lot of cute kind of cuddly pets and beautiful babies, and just some like hide corners and just things that make people feel a bit like warm and cozy and in control of their lives, basically. Yeah, and it's so far so good. So we've not had any complaints, and our community is growing. So I take that as a good sign.
That sounds amazing. So what's next for Snug?
What is next?
Whatever you can share, obviously.
That's a good question. What can I say? We are certainly not going to rest on our laurels. So
really? Seriously, I wouldn't expect anything else from you.
So our brand is built on a few pillars. One of them is innovation. So my real passion is innovation, design, marketing, people and communities. So it's going to involve a lot more of all of those. So as we created the category sofa in a box, we need to keep pushing the boundaries. So we launched, we've got two collections now. So we've got the Rebel and the Big Chill. And we've also got anything from a snuggler, a 1.5 seat, all the way up to corner configurations, which you can make as big or small as you like. But the real benefit is just the real kind of flexibility in all of the products. So you might buy a 3-seater sofa today for your flat, but then move into a house next year and with a bigger lounge, and a 3-seater is no longer big enough. So what you can do is take an arm off, put a corner in, and then build it out the other side. So it's the adaptability and the flexibility that affords. So everything that we're doing is really leveraging that, really. And it's what we want to do. And we coined our corner sofas pay as you grow. So the concept is pay for a 3-seater today, but as your family or home or whatever grows, that the furniture grows with you. Mm-hmm. So that's really our focus area. We're just operating in the UK at the moment, so we're looking to really disrupt the upholstery vertical in the UK. And we've hopefully got a really, really exciting partnership happening towards the end of the year, which I can't say anything about at the moment, but it will be big. It will be very big if it happens. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and inspiring everyone. Does anyone have any questions for Robert? Not seeing anything. Okay, Jess, you can always connect with Robert on social media if you want to ask him any questions. So thank you so much for sharing all of your amazing wisdom and all of your amazing story that I'm sure inspired everyone. In a couple of weeks, we will have Jodie Mutter-Hamilton, and she will tell us everything about sustainability and how to actually implement it properly into your business, not just say you do it. So watch this space. We'll be launching the details later this week. So thank you so much, Robert, again. Thank you for everyone coming and for listening later to this recording. And I wish you all amazing time, and I hope it inspired you to create a better business and a better world. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Stop recording.